And we are live. Hello everyone, this is the VOD executive. Oops, let me fix this one right away. There we go. And welcome to the stream. How is everyone doing? Hope you're doing quite well. Sorry for the delay. I've had some difficulties for some reason for OBS. Which is the streaming program I am using. For some reason it started acting up right before I wanted to start streaming. For example, some panels weren't appearing and stuff like that. But it should work fine now. The only thing I am noticing is... let me see. This one over here. In the chat is a little bit weird, but no matter. So today we're going to pick up once again the drawing of the desert ruin. Let's show it out. So this is the progress that we've done so far. What we'll most likely work on today, or tonight rather, is work a little bit more on our character over here, and then if there is still time, start working on this unfinished area over here. Yeah. And then we'll see where this goes. But without further ado, let's start the drawing. Okay, so let's go to our I think we'll work mostly on the camel over here. What I want to do is photobash some baggages. Right now it's only just a simple camel, and what we're going to do is grab some images, and much like we did with the city over here, in which we assembled different elements to create the city, we'll do the same thing but for the bags that this camel will carry. So let's switch it over to let me see. Let me switch over to Pinterest and see if we can gather some images, if I manage to find the Why is it not showing? Okay, then we'll do this other thing. I think we'll use a different browser. Let's see if it picks it up. Hold on 1 second. And the rest, and here Google Images. There we go. Let me simply fix the size over here. And there we go. So, okay, just 1 second real quick. Okay. Now, what we need to find is some images. Let's see something directly from something that can be found in real life. Let's try camel bags. Nope, not what I needed. Yeah, something like over here. Although we need to find a good image. Let's try in Google Images. Caravan camel. With bags. Something like this. Okay, let's open the image in a new tab just in case. We need, if we manage to find a version of this one, but as seen from behind, we can always photo bash it. But yeah, something of this nature as well. Let me change the size to large so we only get high resolution images. Okay. Now let's switch back to Photoshop. And we add the images that we need. If it manages to do it, copy image. Yeah, that's number 1, and then that's number 2. Just like we did with the city over here, we will remove the different elements and then arrange them in a way that aligns with what we need. So let's start with this one over here. Maybe it's best if I do group for the baggage. And from here we simply separate the different elements. Let's see if Photoshop manages to automatically detect them, although I have my doubts. Yeah, I think it's best if we only do it manually. There we go. is number 1. Let's do the others. Hope everyone's day has been pretty fine. Today I started watching the 4th season of the show Invincible. It's one of my favorite animated series of these past few years. I've only watched 2 episodes. I think there are 3 episodes available right now, and so far it's pretty good stuff. My only problem is that I am someone who when I watch like a TV series and things like that, I consume it in a very short amount of time. Like last summer I watched Breaking Bad for the first time, and I basically finished it in under a week or so. All of those episodes. Because I tend to watch multiple episodes back to back. And with Invincible this is a similar case. At least with these first 3 episodes. I'm not sure when the other ones will be released. But I know it will be an agonizing wait, because I am when it comes to shows and stuff like that, I am rather impatient. Like, I would much prefer having all of the episodes available in one go. Which is something that with other shows they did it. I think this thing of releasing the episodes not all of them at once is a thing specific to Amazon Prime, which I'm not a huge fan of, but what else can I do? Okay, now we have these bags. Let's grab the others from the other image, which is this one here. If there is some watermark, we'll need to clean it up, but I don't think that will be a problem at all. Okay, let's try to grab this entire block and see how this works out. Okay. Now, let's try and arrange it so it is a little bit more believable. First, what I think I will do is duplicate this one. And then start building it. Okay. Let's try something of this nature. This one can stay like on the side then we will cover it. Okay, maybe put this one below, and this one here. Okay, I realize I made a mistake, so let me bring it all back. I forgot to make all of these layers smart objects, because I'm still not sure if once I resize them they will be that permanent scale, so I will need to make sure they don't lose any detail if I ever decide to resize them yet again. So let's go back. Okay. There we go. This one will be like so. Let me keep one of the references ready, or at least present, so I can see how they look like. There we go. Just like we did with the clothing of our protagonist over here. Now we'll need to work on this one. Let me grab an image of a lantern as well. Let's see, let's try simple oil lantern. Like so. We will of course change the color and everything. first object, and this one will be something like this. Now let's keep let me turn off the lantern for a moment and then work on these ones over here. Let me remove this one as well. Let me do a quick test. Okay. Kinda, but not really. Okay. I'm thinking about whether I should add the shadows, like the contact shadows, earlier and then make everything the same level as here. Let's see how I did it with this one. So it was this, and then yeah, I kinda stitched everything together and then just made the lighting. Let's try a different approach this time. Let's try something of this nature. I'm organizing a few layers, so okay. So now we can do stuff like this. Wait, with this one, let's do okay. Now actually let's do something different. Okay, this is on multiply. Let's make it this color and see how it turns out. And then last one. Yeah, let's make it a warmer. Let's give it a warmer tone. Maybe. Or maybe it could be of this color. Yeah, let's do it even darker. We can always get rid of some of these shadows later. Also, let's get rid of this one temporarily. And now we can start working on the lighting that the lamp causes. Let's try and see how the lantern affects everything. So this is the lantern over here. Maybe it's a little bit bigger. Let's make it. So it should be, yeah, something this size. Let's change its color to like a rusty bun. And make it dark enough. Okay. Let's use this color temporarily to add maybe an overlay. No, let's try. This will be simply a placeholder just to establish the light source. Could be okay, and then from here we will determine the lighting of this one. I think we can try with something like this. Okay, not enough. Lighten. No. Maybe color dodge. Yeah, I think this one can work. Ooh, way too aggressive. Okay, let me do a simple test. Okay, this is the kind of effect I want to achieve, but we need to be a little bit careful because okay, let's do it like so and see how this one can work. Okay, we're going very we are going with caution over here. We do not want to overdo it. Now, I know that the light is the wrong color, but we will solve it in a moment. Maybe go with the softer brush. Okay. There we go. It is slowly taking shape, I would say. Basically what I did was add the shadow everywhere and then removing in key parts that will give it light and, most importantly, volume through light. This part we can leave it darker. I want to, however, remove this section over here. Easily fixable. There we go. And now we can add, let me see if this one works. We will add one layer on top of it, and maybe make it overlay to give it the color of the light that we want. There we go. Look how nice it looks. Really brings the attention. Let me... Okay, it's this one here. Okay. And the fact that this one is a separate layer, it gives us plenty of room to... I wonder which one will work best between soft light and overlay. Let's try and make them both. Maybe lower one and increase the other. Because let's say that one is more, it's brighter and has more contrast. The other kinda softens some edges and shadows. So what I think I can do is do something like this, and then in the parts where we want the shadow to remain, okay, no, never mind. Let's do instead a multiply layer. And add the shadow where necessary. There we go. Already quite a big difference, isn't it? I think we'll need to do some more lighting to the camel over here as well. Especially this spot. Let me try and fix it right away. Okay. this one which is on multiply. Let's make this one like so. And maybe increase the lighting a little bit for this area. Let's see how this one looks. Now let me try and do an experiment. Let's see what happens if I use the filter that will simplify the edges. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's best. What we do. So you see, like this it's obvious that it's a photo. But like this, it loses some detail, but let's try and make it so we add this filter and then we can always remove some parts and keep the detail where necessary. So again, filter gallery, there we go. And then we do the same for this one here. And now we will add the detail in the parts where they are most affected. Since this element is in the foreground, it needs to keep some higher level of detail compared to everything else, or at least compared to the background. Otherwise, it will result a bit too mushy. The parts that are kept in shadows we can leave with less detail, but at least with the areas that are hit by light, I think we can leave it detailed enough. Now let's see if I can find some images for like ropes and stuff like that. I mean, I could try and draw them myself. Yeah, let's try and do that. Let me also save just in case. Okay. For the rope, we'll be using something very straightforward. Not this way, but let's do okay. Then let's make them of a singular color, except for the darker areas. Let's try and colorize them. And then simply darken them where necessary. And one last thing. There we go. Maybe it's a bit maybe it's a bit too much. shit. Hello? Is okay. We have some technical issues. One moment. Okay, hello. Today is a bit, I mean, fuck. Okay. There has been an issue. I don't know why it happened, but for some reason the live started for Twitch but not for YouTube. I really apologize. I don't know what happened. I guess this is one of those days. I really don't know why this thing happened. So for the YouTube people, big apologize. I've been streaming for 1 hour without realizing that the live didn't start, even though I remember pressing like going live. So hello guys, my big apologies. I will so for those who are new, sorry, for those who just joined, I don't know why, but the YouTube stream didn't start, but it started on Twitch. So what I think I'm going to do, if I will be able to download the VOD of the Twitch, I will download it and re-upload it on YouTube, if it's possible, so you guys will not have been missing the first hour. But just a quick recap for the YouTube people. We've been continuing this work over here, and we've been working in particular on the camel. So let me show you the progress that we have done so far. I deeply apologize. Next time I will triple check that everything was working fine, even though it looked to me like it was going as intended. In fact, I was a bit dubious as to why there wasn't any chat interaction from YouTube, and now I see why, because the stream on YouTube didn't start. So, big apologies for my part. I will try to correct my mistake. So we have been working on this camel over here. This is how it was before. So before we started like this, except for the lantern. The lantern was a written part, and I've basically been adding, using photo bashing, some baggages using these reference images, number 1 and number 2. Basically selected all of these different parts, assembled them over here, and then right now I've been working on the lighting. So this is the current progress. Again, I deeply apologize. Okay, and since we have established, let's say, lighting, let's see if we can further tweak this. Let me see if I can balance the light in a way that feels more natural. I really like these warm colors. They will be a good contrast compared to the gloomy night. Now let's make a comparison with the composition, because we need to always take into account the composition. So right now I must say the eye is when I watch this, my attention it's a little bit all over the place, because right now my focal point is this lamp over here or this moon, because these are the brightest spots. So while earlier, which was like this without this lantern, this was the focal point, because here it was very, very dark. So what can we do to fix it? First, I think we can okay, first I think this part down here needs to be way darker. So let's try and do that right away. I don't know why. Okay, let's make it full opacity, this one. And yeah, I think I need to work more on this section over here. Because it's okay if it has a little bit of moonlight, but it doesn't have to be too much. And then this one over here can be a little bit worked out through. Something as rough as this, then I will delete some sections. There we go. So how's everyone been doing? Again, I deeply apologize, because you've been missing on essentially 1 hour of content, and let's say, yeah, it's been a failure on my part. I will try to make up to you by staying live a little bit longer. I mean, the progress has been very slow, so it's not like you've missed too much, but still. Oh yeah, also another thing why I thought it was weird that it didn't start on YouTube is usually when I create a YouTube live stream, I schedule it in advance, right? And I set the hour in which the live begins at 8:30, and usually it starts automatically once it reaches that hour. For some reason it hasn't been the case today, which is very, very weird. Okay, yeah, I need to reflect on how to approach this. Because of these two focal points, it depends on where do I want to put this. One thing I could try and do, let me see. If I do something like this one, for some reason is on the top. I will try to make the foreground over here bigger so that the characters will occupy a bigger portion of the screen. But first, I want to group some things together. So here we have the person, and I want to merge it. Yeah, this one is the person, and then this one is the camel. This one is the foreground, in which we put them over here. So let's say that I make a copy of this one. This is just to just as a quick test. Okay. Let's say that I do something like oops. Something of this nature. So I can make maybe these ones bigger and place them over here maybe. This one over here. I don't want to place them too high, because if I do, there will be a tangent over here which we want to avoid. Yeah. So if we do something like this. Hello. I'm a little new here, so Would it be okay to ask what you prefer to be called? I've seen others refer to you as boss. Yeah, boss is perfectly fine. Or void, up to you. Again, I'm really sorry if this is your first experience in which I've had these technical issues, but yeah, you can call me boss if you'd like. After all, I am the CEO of this company over here. Okay, so let's see how it looks like before and after. Oops. Before and after. Maybe let's make this one, because if I place them like so. Thank you, boss, no problem. I kinda like this one, although maybe just placed a little bit further, because one thing we need to keep in mind is this sort of grid. Let me see if I can make a rudimentary one. So essentially a good rule is called the rule of thirds, is to essentially subdivide the composition like so. So yeah, so we subdivide the area in a 3x3 grid, and usually you want to place your focal point in either of these intersections. So in this case the main focus will be over here, and this one I think we can work something out. Maybe something like this. Let's see. Like this is a little bit better. Although there we go. And then we need to fix this section over here. There we go. Let's save. And then I'd say let's flip the entire canvas. So yeah, since since most of you guys missed what I was saying earlier, I will repeat it. Today I started watching the fourth season of Invincible, which has been pretty nice so far. I only watched 2 episodes. It's one of my favorite animated series so far in these last few years. Okay, now that I have flipped the image, let's say that I am noticing a few things. First, I think this block over here is a bit in the way, and then we need to do something about this this night sky, which is very undercooked, to say the least. So let's try and work a little bit more on this night sky, and also the moon, since we are since we are here. Let me get rid of the sketch of the moon. Yeah, go away. Okay, let's make it, place it down, and let's change the color of the sky slightly. Yeah, something like this. Bright blue. Let me add some stars in the background. Stars, night, blue night sky with stars. Let me find a quick image. And okay, it's still not how I want it to be, so we will do let me see if I can colorize this one. Okay. Let's check the black and white filter. Yeah, okay. Let's work a little bit on this moon over here. I will simply paint over it. Okay. Now it's way too bright, so we will need to tone it down a little bit. Let me see. See before and after. Let's try. Okay. So this one is a little bit it catches the eye too much. So let me try and lighten the sky as well. Okay, almost. Okay, I think I have an idea. I will make it very, very bright, but only as it approaches the moon. Okay. Because now the light is much more believable, I would say. And I think it looks very nice like this as well. Although you can see how we need to do the outline of the camel just like we did on the character, but I will wait for now because this one is still a work in progress. Since we are here, let's work a little bit more on our protagonist as well. Mainly the walking stick over there. Let me see. Let's see, old wooden walking stick. Okay, let's do old wooden staff. This one may be useful. Oops. There you go. We'll be using this one. There we go. Hey, a little late. Stop by to say hi. How have you been? Could be better because I don't know why, but I've had technical issues in starting the stream, and then later I only realized 1 hour later that the stream on YouTube didn't start. So let's say that it's been a little bit rough for this stream in particular, but I will make sure to double check next time to avoid those kinds of issues. But yeah, other than that, pretty well, I would say. Oh, I see. It's alright to have such issues. It happens to the best of us. Don't beat yourself up. Yeah, I only want to find a way to sort of incorporate the missing part on YouTube. Because right now the full complete VOD with everything is on Twitch. But I need to check if I can download the VOD and upload at least the missing part on YouTube. I will need to check if that's possible. But yeah, other than that, we are making good progress over here with the drawing. We have been working on the camel over here, and now I will try to complete at least the our protagonist over here. I also made some changes in the sky, so now the sky is a little bit more I wouldn't say realistic, but at least it works more in favor of the composition. Okay. Let's remove this section. And I would say let's remove this section too. Moment. Okay. Let's remove this staff over here. Because now it has, oops, a proper walking stick. Now let's add the darkened area. Oops. Neat. Hello, welcome to the stream. Actually, let me do something really fast. Just one moment. Okay. Okay. Now, as you can see, it is barely visible, but not with this. It will be very subtle, but it will be noticeable in the overall drawing. Maybe remove some sections. And then continue it down the shaft. It's okay if it's not perfect, because this is supposed to be an old wooden stick anyway. Okay. Okay. Now, let me go be right back just a couple of minutes, and then we will continue. Just a moment. Okay, I'm back. Let me check if everything is working correctly before I do more. Time talking to nobody. There we go. Okay. Yeah, so let's go back here and work on our adventure, especially in this side over here, which is where the hand and the rope is supposed to be. Welcome back, thank you. So this one should be pretty simple. We will simply remove this part and then we'll create it, we'll paint it ourselves. It will be not pitch black. Let's try something like something like this. Let me check some references for how skin is colored when it's nighttime. I mean, it should be. Let's try like a light blue. Doesn't have to be anything fancy, as long as it gives the idea of this is a hand. And then we'll simply do let's do this one on top of the camel. If I manage to, there we go. And then simply enough, we color it. Maybe add some light coming from the lamp. Let's keep this one as dark as It's not convincing me enough. Let's try make it this dark. Hey, hello! Thank you for the follow. And welcome to the stream. And welcome to the company. This is the progress so far. Right now we are working on the foreground. And I'd say the progress has been rather satisfying. Hello! Welcome to the company. And welcome to the stream. What we do here is we simply draw for the time being. You have an incredibly unique art style, big fan of it, thank you. Let's say that, so the way it works is that we have 4 streams a week and we are alternating between 2 projects. In this project in particular, this is the result of a randomly chosen topic. And the topic that's been rolled out is desert monument, desert ruin, something like this. So it is an environment drawing. And in this occasion, I am using a lot of this technique called photo bashing, in which you, in order to achieve something realistic, you grab some photos and you manipulate them to achieve the look you want to use. For example, this baggage over here on the camel and even the camel itself, they are different photos stitched together, and then I changed their proportions, the lights, shadows, colors, things like that. Even the background over here is different photos of rocks put together. Same thing for the city over here. This one is still very much a work in progress, but never done so much photo bashing myself, but I've always found it impressive. It is unique and it saves you a lot of time for different occasions, although you need to dedicate some time into fine-tuning the different elements once you put them into the drawing. So I think I made a mistake. Yes, I did all of this on the same layer, while instead I should be doing it on a different layer, so I can turn it on and off when necessary. Finding photos is the bit I can't be bothered with. I barely use references because of it. Oh, you really should use the references. And if I mean, I guess I imagined that the struggle is to find some good quality images. For that one, let me show you. I mostly look at the images on Pinterest and Google Images. The cool thing about Google Images is when you search an image, you can go to Tools, Size, and you make large. This way it will prioritize images that have a decent enough resolution, so it will be easier to incorporate them into your artwork. Full-time artist, so I really should. I mean, I am too, or at least I'm trying to be. If you're an artist too, I am very curious to see some of your works. Again, right now in this piece in particular, I'm using a lot of photo bashing, but I do want to get better at painting things. It's just that with some elements, I think I would go crazy if I tried to paint them. For example, of all of the scaffolding over here and the CD and things like that. So right now, just to be consistent in terms of style and elements, I'm trying to use a lot of photo bashing, more than I normally do. But when it comes to environments, I should try and bring myself, or at least force myself, to paint a lot more. Or, I mean, that can always be something that I can do later on, to maybe remove some of the photo look that some may have. But I think I've already done a decent job at it, especially like over here with the pillars or here with the body. It's still a work in progress, but I'm pretty happy with the result. Because let me show you the mood board that I am using. Wait, I didn't show shit. Fuck. Okay, there we go. So yeah, I'm trying to eventually learn to paint more and use less photos. So this is the overall mood board that I've been using, and let's say that the one I am taking most inspiration from are these ones, where there is a lot of photo bashing, as you can see here, or even here. This is basically all photo bashing. This one here, this one is all painted, as crazy as it may seem. But even here, but let's see if, no, this one is painted, I think. These ones are painted too, so I want to eventually try and create. I mean, okay, this one has a little bit of photo bashing, I see. Do you have an Insta? I do, but I mostly upload shorts. Like the same shorts that I upload on YouTube, I will upload them on Instagram and TikTok. But I can show you some of the other drawings that I've done. Let me grab a few. Let me see if I can open them without my PC imploding. I will show you a couple. I've made quite a few. I'm happy to share mine, but I don't want to post links without asking. I mean, since you are asking, for me you can put the links. I don't know if they will work on Twitch, but I think they should. So feel free to post the link. I will check it on a separate tab. So let me show you some of the latest drawings that I've done during these streams. One moment. Curious, do you make up these environments as you go along, or do you go in with a set plan? For this one, it's a bit particular because I started with with an idea in mind in terms of composition, but then I didn't like it, and at one point, like after the third live stream, I scrapped it and started it all over again. I kept a little bit track of the progress. So this one was the original version, and I really didn't like it, so I removed everything, started from scratch, and went with a composition like this. And then I've been adding to it ever since. So the progress is this, the crappy one, and then 1, 2, and then 3. So I'm much more satisfied with this result so far. Is this the landscapes on screen, or are you showing something else? You can see, oh shit, yeah, I am stupid. Damn, I always forget, damn it. Okay, let me try it again. I'm sorry, because today it's been quite a rough day, because I had some technical issues while streaming, and then after 1 hour of streaming I realized that for some reason the stream didn't start on YouTube, so I started the live stream on YouTube 1 hour later. So for the people on YouTube, it's 1 hour is missing. Like I'm not all good with my head today for some reason, so I apologize. So yeah, let me show you it again. Basically, this one was completely different before, and I didn't like it, so I started it all over again. It was something like this. I crossed it over, deleted everything after like 3 streams or so in which I've been working on this, and then I started with a new composition which I much preferred it, and I've been adding to it ever since. So 1, 2, and then this is the current progress. I think there is still a long way to go. The progress is very slow, but I am happy with how it's turning out. Now let me upload a couple of other drawings that I've made still during these streams. So I made also, for example, this is the one drawing that I did before this one. So basically, for these type of streams, so for the Wednesday and Saturday streams, we do a specific topic, and once we finish this topic, we spin the wheel, which will decide the next topic. So the topic before this one, it was a character. It was that we had to make a character which had the big jaws, and so I made this one over here. Her mouth reminds me of Carrie from Ezra's, if you've seen that. No, I have no clue what you are referring to. I took some inspiration from Milena from Mortal Kombat, and some other similar images. The topic before this one was the theme white and red, and so I made this one over here. In this one there is some photo bashing, but it's much less prevalent compared to the one over here. But yeah, I'm pretty satisfied with how this one went out. Thank you, I'm glad you like it. Also, yeah, let me see. How are yours? Ooh, yours are really nice. And you paint everything? I'd assume so, but it looks very nice. Oh, some pixel art as well. Nice. And then I have also made some other artworks before I even started. Let me show you one drawing that I've been working on, the other project that we are working on Mondays and Fridays. All painted, yeah. Let me grab it one moment. Where is it? Okay, it's here. Your project. Final. Then there is this one over here, which is this one. You can check out the process. This is the result of last stream on Monday. So this is the other project that I'm working in parallel with this one. This one is for a long project that's been going on for almost 4 months now. It's the very first project of this channel in which we are creating a mod for a game. Me and other people are working for a mod of a game, and I have to do the artwork. If you don't sell prints already, I highly suggest it. Funny you say that, because in the description, I haven't yet to add it on the Twitch channel description, but on the YouTube there are both the links to the Discord, some merch, but for now the prints are only channel theme related, so some stuff about my character, my logo, and things like that. And I do also commissions for anyone who is interested. And still for this same type of game, I made also these other things. Let me show you. I made this one. These are fan arts, however, they are not original designs, at least for the creatures. And then I made this one here. So these two are characters or creatures for the same game in which I'm making this mod over here. Here also used a lot of some photo bashing, at least here for the city, and here for the environment, for the ground over here. Yeah, I hope to reach this same level of detail for this one, but this one is still a big work in progress, and it will take some time. But so far I am pretty happy with how it's turning out. Okay, let's try and remove the highlight over here. Consider me a fan. Hey, glad you like it. So since you are here, let me paste the link to the Discord. I will post. Let me post it here. There is a section for people who want to discuss about art projects or show their work in progress. So if you are interested, feel free to join. Also, if you know some people who might be interesting, feel free to welcome them. We are the Discord is still very, very new. There's only a handful of people, but it's only expected to grow sooner or later. Okay, let's try to let me see and try and add the highlight on our friend Camel over here. Because I think the camel is pretty much ready. I simply need to change a few things later, but Okay. Let's do this part here. I'm gonna have to dip, but best of luck to you, and I'll definitely be around to watch. Thank you. So, if you ever want to know when the next stream is happening, just make sure to check the countdown. If you are on Twitch, there is the countdown which will tell you when the next stream is happening. So, make sure to check that, and you are set. Thank you for stopping by the way. Okay, I like this one, but it's making everything a little bit flat. So what I think I'm going to do is add some things over here that will okay, something like that. Then let's add a gradient over here. Should I add down here as well? I don't think it will be necessary, but down here I think they are. Let's do this one instead. Okay, but then we'll need to remove, or at least lower, the intensity. And maybe yeah, maybe work on this part as well. There we go. Put it on multiply. Lower the opacity. Okay. And then, yeah, this part over here, let's all make it one color. Okay. Let's say that the change from here to here, it's totally different, even in terms of lights and shadows. Okay. What else? What else? Let's say we can flip the image and then we can start working on this section over here, at least in part. Let's flip the canvas. Oh, I'm noticing something weird over here. Let me see if I can fix it. Yeah, it's definitely something weird. The sooner we fix this one, the better, so we don't have to worry about that later. There we go. And then lastly, let's do something like this. There we go. What else? Should I maybe add some fog over here? Let's see how it may work out. Just making an experiment, let's say. And then yeah, there is this one. Okay, maybe adding some sort of fog behind it will help separate the rest of the mountains with the gate. Although maybe that's a little bit too foggy. Maybe. Let's see if we can. Let's check in terms of values. Okay. Yeah, let's say that like this one is much more readable compared to like this, which is, yeah, it's way too messy. So the fog is useful. Maybe it's a matter of how much fog. Yeah, it will. It greatly helps with separating the different planes. Although let me put this one all the way above the background. So let's do not like this. This one, let's do ground. So we'll place it like so. And from here we can decide how much of this fog is present. Because again, the further away something is, the less contrast it has. Yeah, I really like these foggy vibes. Maybe let's remove it on this section over here. And maybe on this section too. Let's see. We also need to work on these rocks over here, which they still need to be worked on. Okay. Yeah, very happy with how it's coming out. But let's think about these two over here. Let me simplify them. Not really. Okay, let's see if I can. Do something like. No. I'll try to give it this same gradient. At least make this one part of the pillars over here. Let's try. Oops. Color dodge. Let's do it more red. Too much? Okay. I think I should make these areas much darker. Let's see how it looks like. Okay, and maybe add a little bit of lighting shining from here. Maybe in a different layer. Maybe this same color. Okay, we are getting somewhere, I think. Wrong brush. Okay, and then it multiply. Oops. However, yeah, we need to add some some fog over here because it would be weird if it only covered everything around it. So let's add some of this fog. I'm also noticing something. Which is this area over here. Let me simply there you go. Man, I have way too many layers. Also, what's this? Oh, okay. No, I see. What is it? Mistakes were made. One moment. Okay, we go here, we go back here. We go back up. We turn on the fog. Let's see how the fog looks like if I flip the image once more. Because it does help with the values, although it is kinda weird that there is all of this fog. So I need to plan it carefully. Let me see if by using some of the cloud brushes I have, maybe we can have something. Oops, that's more fitting. Okay. It is something. We will also need to work on this one over here. And this one as well. Okay. Little bit better. Let's start working on this one. So the idea I had was to have this head half buried to the ground with some sort of plaza around it. So let's start by creating the plaza. Oops. Then whatever is underneath, which is, if I can find it, 1 second. Nope. Okay. It's this one over here. Let me see if I can find an image that will help us. Okay, desert tents. Circle. Let's see if we can find like a camp, desert camp. Let me switch to the browser so you guys can see what I am seeing. There we go. Yeah, something along those lines. Let's see if we can find some large high quality images. I think we can use this one. Yeah. Copy image. We switch back here. And then we will simply do let me turn off the head for a moment. Smart object. Okay, let's lower the opacity so that it kinda follows the shape. Not sure how well this one works. Never mind. Let's go back to the head over here. Guess I would do, oops, something pretty big like this. Let's do duplication just in case. And then we will cover some parts of it. And then we will I want to avoid having the tangent over here, because that's a tangent between the head and this side of the gate, so it's something we need to avoid at all costs. So let's try something of this nature. Let's try and change some of the colors. Let's So theoretically here there would be like a fire pit or something, so this piece of the head should be illuminated quite a lot. So let me simply do the same thing that I did with these ones. I'll do simply placeholder. And then have some lights over here because I want to add some scaffolding over here as well. And then have something like something like this, which means we need to make this one match the lighting. Okay, maybe a little bit brighter. And then the part that's in the shadow, make it cold. Yeah, something along those lines. And then of these sort of lights will do. Yeah, something like this. Yeah, looks pretty nice. Okay. Let's see if we can borrow some parts of the scaffolding over here, if I manage to find it, because there's so many. There are so many sections that... Okay, it's this one here. Let me just copy. And then... okay. Okay, now I need the other version. Which is this one, because it's the version that's without the different lights. So go over here, we'll make it like so, and maybe add only this section over here. Maybe flip it. And then lighten this one up. Let me see if I can salvage this one. Kind of. Let me see if I can change some areas. Okay, wait. Yeah, and I think we'll make this one as if it's some sort of temple or something like that. But I think this can be a good stopping point. The progress has been really good. I mean, even when we worked on this section, which is still rudimental, but I like how this one is turning out to be, and I'm really proud of how it came over here, and with the different shading, etc. Yeah, I think we can stop it right here. Let me simply flip the image once again. And we will continue this one on Saturday. Okay, so big apologies for these technical issues. I guess today has been one of those days. So what I'm going to do as soon as I finish, as soon as this stream is over, I will see if I can update or at least download the first part of the VOD and upload it to YouTube. I'll see if I can do that. No worries. Oh, thank you. But yeah, I mean it's only fair, because otherwise you guys from YouTube would lack a portion of the stream, which showcases maybe the most important part that we did today, which is the camel and the foreground in general. So I'll see if I can manage to do that. If not, that's okay. I mean, we didn't lose too much overall. Either way this goes, let this be a lesson for myself to be more careful and making sure, double checking, triple checking if the stream is working for both Twitch and YouTube. Very first time something like this happened, and I'll make sure no mistakes of this type will happen again. On a more positive note, we made a good progress on the drawing. We have had a new friend joining the company, a couple of new friends, and yeah. So welcome to those who are new to the channel. In these days I will make sure to update the description of the Twitch channel to include the links to the Discord, the merch, all of that good stuff. For those who are new here and interested, we have recently opened a Discord channel, so you guys can know whenever I upload either a short or whenever I go live. And there's also dedicated channels for if you want to post your art or simply chit chat with the other members. Either way, we will see each other on Friday, which it may become one of the most important live streams because we will reach a conclusion with the other project that we have been working on for a long time by now. So, welcome everyone to who is new. This has been the VOD Executive, and I will see you in the next company video. Have a good night, everyone.